You did not arrive here by accident. You were chosen, not by timing, not by a random turn of events, but by a deliberate hand that separated you from many so that a special rain could find you. You know what drought feels like. The quiet persistence of prayers that seem to echo back. The days when effort outpaced return, the hidden tears behind a brave face. God saw each one. He watched the small, faithful steps no one else noticed. Today, He speaks a different season over your life. This is not the trickle you have learned to expect. This is abundance that touches more than an account balance. It clears the clutter from your mind. It straightens the path of your choices. It restores rest to your spirit. What has been stalled begins to move. Doors that felt shut begin to open. The Spirit is stirring within you, a calm, steady assurance that something new is arriving. Lean into that still, inner confirmation. God is not delivering this rain only for today's needs. He is equipping you to steward what comes. Blessing carries responsibility. You will be given not just provision, but capacity, wisdom to manage, patience to grow, humility to give, and resolve to maintain balance. You are being prepared to handle more, to multiply wisely, and to live with a generosity that honors the giver. So stand firm. Receive this word with an open heart. Allow the heavens to pour where there has been dryness. Let your hands become instruments of care, your decisions guided by grace, and your rest reclaimed as holy space. Feel the shift beneath your feet, a gentle, steadfast lift toward a season of growth and peace. Curious to know what the first step of stewardship looks like for you? Pause and reflect. Where in your life does God want you to show new wisdom with what you already have? Share a thought or a short prayer in the comments. One line is enough. Then watch the next video as we unpack the practical, spiritual steps to steward this season well. You have carried dry seasons for far too long. You know the weight of prayers that seemed to evaporate before they landed. You know the hush after hopeful plans. Yet even in that silence, God was watching the small, faithful things you did, the steady work, the whispered prayers, the careful counting of pennies and hope. He was not unaware. He separated you, not by chance, not by coincidence, to receive something different. Imagine rain that comes not as a sprinkle, but as a deliberate thunderstorm of provision. It begins softly, a fresh thought about an opportunity you dismissed. Then it strengthens, an unexpected contract, a cleared bill, a wise conversation that opens a door. This rain touches your finances, yes, but it also waters your mind and your soul. Confusion fades. Decisions gain clarity. Peace settles where anxiety once lived. God is preparing you to steward more, not merely to spend more. He is shaping your hands to manage increase with wisdom. Expect guidance that will teach you when to save, when to give, when to invest, and when to rest. The season of scarcity is ending. The season of stewardship is beginning. You are being readied, not only to receive, but to cultivate what is given so it will multiply. Feel the invitation to slow down and listen. Your heart may rise with expectation. Let it also be steadied by discernment. This is a calling to responsibility and to rest, to trust that the provision coming to you will be accompanied by the grace to handle it well. What small shift do you sense God nudging you toward today? Take a moment to name it in the comments. What needs to change so you can steward what's coming? Share honestly. Your reflection may encourage someone else. When you're ready, join the next video. There we will unpack practical steps the Spirit is highlighting now, so you can receive the rain and steward it with wisdom. You have walked through seasons that felt barren, quiet mornings of prayer, the small, steady labors no one applauded, the nights you wrestled with fear and still got up to work. God has watched each step. He has counted your tears and honored the faith that kept you showing up when no outcome was visible. Today, He shifts the climate of your life. This rain is not a whisper. It is deliberate, abundant, and wide enough to touch every dry place. Your finances, your decisions, your peace. Where you feared scarcity, provision will form. Where confusion clouded your choices, clarity will descend. The stir in your chest is not coincidence. It is the Spirit preparing your hands and your heart to receive what He has been storing for you. Expect structural change, not just temporary relief. Doors that were locked will align with new keys. Small gains will compound. Stalled projects will gather momentum. But hear this gently. Blessing invites maturity. God is giving you more than resources. He is giving you the capacity to steward them. You will be taught patience in timing, wisdom in spending, humility in prosperity. Your character will be the vessel through which this rain becomes lasting fruit. Let your posture be one of readiness, not frantic grasping, but steady, reverent openness. Pray for discernment as fervently as you pray for increase. Make room in your life for accountability, for planning, for rest. The Lord's provision is a training ground. As you receive, you are also being formed into someone who can sustain and multiply what arrives. Now, sit with this. What is one place in your life that needs this rain the most? Name it quietly. Share it below, a brief comment about where you need God to move, and watch how the community and your own faith respond. Curious what practical first steps to steward this season look like? In the next video, we will walk through 3 grounded actions to protect and grow what God entrusts to you. Stay ready. Receive the rain. You were chosen, not by chance, not by timing or feeling. God lifted you out of the crowd and set you in a place to receive rain. You remember the drought, the months when prayers seemed to fall short, when plans stalled, when you learned to hide tears behind a steady smile. He saw every quiet step, every small sacrifice, every unnoticed labor. He has not forgotten. Feel the hush before the first drop. There is a stillness inside you, a stirring that says something different is coming. This is not a sprinkle of relief. This is an outpouring that will touch the places that have been dry, your finances, your decision-making, your rest. What was stopped will begin to move. What felt distant will close in. Your mind will clear. Confusion will lift. Peace will come like the first steady rain after a long season without water. God is not only opening a faucet to meet today's need. He is preparing you to steward more, not for show, but with wisdom and balance. You will be entrusted to manage, to grow, to give, and to rest. Responsibility will rise with abundance. He believes you are ready to carry it well. This is a refining gift, provision that tests and forms character. Listen for the inner confirmation. It feels quiet and certain. Don't rush to make it all happen at once. Receive first. Stand firm in the promise. Let the rain saturate the soil of your heart so roots can deepen. Allow the Spirit to guide your choices. Let your hands learn both restraint and boldness and love. Be curious about how this will unfold in your life. Where do you sense the first drops landing? In a stalled project, a strained account, a tired heart? Share one place in the comments where you feel this rain is needed and what you're willing to steward differently. In the next video, we'll walk through the practical steps to steward this increase with wisdom, generosity, and rest. Stay close. Receive the rain. You have stood in seasons where the ground felt cracked beneath your feet. Months of cautious budgets, conversations you postponed, dreams that seemed to hang in waiting. Yet even then, every quiet effort, every honest tear, every prayer you thought slipped by unheard was counted. God has been watching the pattern of your life, the small faithful acts that looked like nothing to the world. Now He is bringing a rain that answers more than one need. It renews your thinking, unbinds what was stuck, and fills the places that have been dry for too long. This rain does not fall as scattered sympathy. It comes as abundance with purpose. It softens hard soil so seeds you've planted can take root. It raises the level of your reservoirs so you can give without fear, save without frenzy, and plan without anxiety. You will notice decisions becoming clearer, priorities aligning, and an inner peace that steadies risk. The Spirit is not only providing, He is equipping you to steward well, to balance generosity with wisdom, to grow without greed, and to manage increase with humility. You are not being prepared for excess only so you can indulge. You are being trained to be a channel. What you receive will require discernment. Which projects to fund, which relationships to protect, which habits to sustain. Trust the slow, steady guidance that accompanies this season. Move forward with patience. Write down the steps you will take. Consult trusted voices, and let rest become part of your covenant with provision. As this rain settles in, remember that readiness matters. Keep your hands open, your heart teachable, and your feet steady. Allow gratitude to shape your response and responsibility to be your companion. Curiosity. What is one area in your financial life that feels ready to receive this rain? Share a short reflection in the comments. A single sentence is enough. Stay with this season. In the next video, we will explore practical, faith-filled steps to steward what's coming. You were chosen, not by chance, not because of timing or a mood, but by the deliberate heart of God. He separated you out of the crowd to receive a special rain today. You remember the seasons of drought, answered prayers that never came, long days of quiet labor, the tears you tucked away so no one would see. Every step was seen, every small obedience, every hidden sacrifice. He has cataloged them. Now the heavens are opening. This rain is not a few polite drops. It is an outpouring that reaches your finances, clears the fog in your mind, steadies your decisions, and restores the deep rest your spirit has craved. What has been stalled will begin to move. What felt distant will draw close. The Spirit is already stirring in you, an expectant hush and a quiet confirmation that says, receive this. God is not giving to you merely to meet a momentary need. He is preparing you to steward much more, to manage with wisdom, to multiply what is entrusted to you, to prosper without losing your soul. With increase comes responsibility, a season of disciplined generosity, wise choices, and humble leadership. He has weighed your heart and chosen you as a caretaker for greater things. Stand firm. This is not the impulse of a single day, but the dawn of a new season. Breathe slowly. Let the promise settle into your bones. Allow your priorities to be rearranged by this gentle, relentless grace. Accept both blessing and the call to grow into the person who can hold it well. Curiosity. What if this rain is the beginning of the rest you've been asking for? Reflective comment. Share one thing you've guarded in silence, a fear, a need, or a dream, and write it below so we can pray and celebrate with you. Next video. In the next clip, we'll walk through the first practical steps to steward this new provision. A prayer, a plan, and one small action you can take today. Don't miss it. You have felt the waiting long enough to know the difference between wishing and receiving. Now, as the cloud breaks and the first steady drops begin to fall over the dry places of your life, you sense something different. Not a trickle, but a deliberate, generous rain designed to restore what was lost and to launch you into a season of increase. This is more than money arriving. It is restoration for decisions, clarity for choices, and serenity for nights that used to be restless. Receive that with an open heart. God isn't releasing this provision by accident. He is equipping you to carry it with wisdom. You will be asked to steward, to plan, to forgive debts of regret, and to build structures that honor both your family and your calling. Think of this rain as a test and a trust at once. Can you hold what comes with humility, allocate with discernment, and multiply with integrity? The Spirit is already giving you quiet instincts. Save wisely, invest in people, give freely, and guard your peace. These are not rules. They are gentle navigational lights for a life that will now handle more. As you begin to move, speak gently to your steps. Replace panic with prayerful planning. Replace scarcity thinking with gratitude. Allow your pace to match the pace of the Spirit, not the rush of fear. When sudden favor arrives, pause to thank and to appoint wise counsel. Let rest become part of your strategy, not a reward you postpone. Now I ask you to reflect. If the ceiling of your provision were removed today, what would be the first thing you would steward differently? Share one sentence in the comments that names that first step, your honest, quiet aim. Your answer could unlock clarity for someone else who needs to hear your courage. Stay with this expectation. In the next video, we will translate this promise into practical steps, simple rhythms, financial moves, and spiritual practices that help you keep what God entrusts to you. You stand at the edge of a season that looks unlike anything you have known. For years you moved through dry valleys, prayers that seemed to echo back, evenings spent reworking budgets, mornings that began with worry. God has watched each step, each quiet sacrifice. Now he leans forward. The heavens open. Rain arrives. This is not a trickle meant to be counted and rationed. This is abundance, soft at first, then steady, then sure. It will touch your finances, yes, but it will also clear the fog in your mind and steady the rhythm of your days. Where decisions felt heavy, clarity comes. Where fear once clenched your chest, a calm replaces it. The Spirit stirs within you, a gentle confirmation. Receive it. You are not being given only what you need to survive another month. You are being trained to steward more, to manage, to multiply, to rest without guilt. Blessing asks for responsibility. It asks you to slow down, to listen, to plan with faith, and to act with wisdom. Begin with simple things: a prayerful pause before choices, an honest accounting of resources, a willingness to ask for counsel. These are not small acts. They are the soil into which the rain is poured. Do not rush to prove yourself. Do not spend out of panic or bravado. Stand firm in the posture of gratitude and trust. Let your heart be the vessel, not the vault. Let generosity shape your reaction, knowing that giving does not deplete the stream, but opens channels for more. Curiosity noodles you. What could this new season look like in your life? Take a moment and write one word below that captures the hope rising in you right now. Share it in the comments. Your single word may spark courage in someone else. When you're ready, move with me to the next video. There we will name practical first steps for stewarding this rain, so your blessing becomes a blessing for many. You were chosen, not by accident, not by timing or chance. He separated you from the crowd to receive this rain. You remember the drought, the silent prayers, the jobs that barely covered the rent, the nights you counted coins and swallowed worry. God watched each step. He counted every unnoticed effort. Today, He opens the heavens. This rain is not a few polite drops. It is abundance that finds the places you thought were dry. It will touch your finances, but it will also settle your mind, clarify your choices, and restore a deep, unexpected rest. What stalled will begin to flow. What felt distant will draw near. The Spirit is stirring in you. You feel a quiet confirmation, a gentle knowing that this is real. Do not dismiss it. With blessing comes a call. He is not simply meeting immediate needs. He is preparing you to steward more, to manage resources wisely, to grow what you are given, to prosper with balance and humility. You are not being blinded by sudden provision. You are being trained to be faithful with it. This is sacred work. This is responsible joy. Receive this word slowly. Breathe it in. Let it settle in your chest. Stand firm. Plant your feet on the promise. Rest in the confidence that the earth will answer when the heavens open. Take small, steady steps. Cultivate gratitude. Make wise decisions. Seek counsel, and protect your peace. Let your heart align with His guidance, and He will teach you how to steward what He entrusts. Curious what the first spiritual step toward wise stewardship looks like in your life right now? Pause and listen. What single change does your heart whisper you need to make? Leave a reflective comment below. One honest sentence about where you need God's guidance in your finances or how this word landed in you. I will read them. Let this be the place where expectation becomes action. When you're ready for practical next steps and a gentle plan to steward the rain, tap the next video. The journey continues.